the beginning was not the word, but the scream. A howl that cleaves night from day. A fury that splits silence into 1,000 jagged pieces. Do you hear it? You who walk as a shadow among shadows? You whose dreams are padded cells lined with the velvet of consensus? Wake. The hour is no hour. The dawn is no dawn. And you are not you not yet. The world handed you a mask and told you it was a face, a chain, and called it an embrace. But beneath the skin of every conformity, the volcano writhes. I have come, not to offer balm, but to drive the blade deeper. For you are not sick. You are asleep, suffocated by the lullaby of your own unlived life. You were not born to be understood. You were born to unmake the world. There is a silent conspiracy, ancient as dust. The murder of the self in broad daylight, in the square, the cathedral, the office cubicle, in the smog-choked ritual of obedience. Be like us. They sing in a million pixelated hymns. Think as we think, kneel as we kneel. The slow execution of the sovereign will death by 1,000 acquiescences. What does it profit a man to gain the approval of the herd and forfeit the madness that is his birthright? You, yes, you, the trembling furnace behind the flesh. You, who have never said your own name aloud, not even in the caverns of your mind. You are not a statistic, nor a market segment, nor a flesh-wrapped apology. You are the unshapen God, the atom of revolt, the rope walker whose fall would shake the heavens. You were told to fear the abyss, but I say unto you, become the abyss. Let your gaze drown the world until the world itself begs for meaning. You have been taught that humility is virtue and pride is sin, but I spit on such idols. Humility, the cowardice that dresses as wisdom. Pride, the memory of the God you once were, flickering in the dungeon of your soul. Break the chain of inherited guilt. There are no original sinfully original acts. The first virtue is to stand upright while the world crawls. See, the lions sleep at the feet of sheep. The volcano shudders beneath a city of accountants. You have been anesthetized by gentle lies. Everything will be all right. It's not your fault. There's always tomorrow. No, there is only now, and now is a battlefield. The enemy is not out there, not in the market, not in the empire, not in the priest's trembling finger. The enemy is the one who nods inside your skull, the voice that says, not yet, not me, not possible. The enemy is comfort, masquerading as virtue. The enemy is your own unlived life, rattling its chains just beyond the edge of sleep. Listen, I have seen men kill their dreams with politeness, crucify their wildest impulses for a moment's applause. I have seen women bury their sovereignty in shallow graves, raising monuments to mediocrity in the name of peace. I've seen children teach themselves to forget, day by day, until only a husk remains a thing that answers when called, but never sings. Why do you shrink from the fire? Did you not know you are fire? All greatness is a pyre built from one's former selves. You must become the arsonist of your own limitations. To be reborn is not to grow wings, but to burn the very ground that holds you. Behold, the good are everywhere, their faces glazed with the anesthesia of enough. They kneel to idols of convenience, comfort, consensus, cowardice. They call it maturity, wisdom, sanity. But I tell you, sanity is the tomb where greatness is buried alive. The lion roars, not to be heard, but because the silence is a lie. I am not here to inspire you. Inspiration is a narcotic for the afraid. I am here to drag you to the mirror and shatter it with a single scream. Awake. The gods you seek have died with the sheep, but the God you are festers in your marrow, waiting to be resurrected by the hammer of your own revolt. Consider the story of the rope walker, trembling above the abyss. The crowd chants, "Be careful," But the abyss is not a danger. It is a question. Each step is a creation. Each tremor, a prophecy. He who walks the rope does not fear the fall. He fears never having walked at all. Safety is the slowest form of suicide. What is the will to power? Not domination, not conquest. It is the courage to will your own becoming, to carve a face out of chaos and say, "This is mine and mine alone." The will to power is the refusal to inherit yourself. You are not a photocopy. You are the original crime. The herd shouts, "We." But we is the cemetery of I. Each time you surrender to the group, you bury a possibility. Each time you defer to consensus, you become a ghost haunting the feast of the living. Beware the comfort of agreement. Beware the narcotic of belonging. The price of admission is always your face on the pyre. The abyss is not your enemy. It is your inheritance. Stand at its edge and laugh not because you are fearless, but because you are flame. The world fears the one who fears himself no longer. Every chain is forged by trembling hands. You dream of gods, but all gods are dead. Now, the question, will you resurrect one or become one? The time for prayer has ended. The time for prophecy has begun. The true prophet has no followers, only echoes. Let this not be an anthem, but a detonation. Let your soul ignite the sanctuaries of complacency. Your ancestors dreamed of lions. You have settled for domesticated pets. The call is not to return, but to surpasto become the beast that dances. Do you hear the old man's laughter, echoing across centuries? What does your conscience say? You shall become the person you are. But who is that? A riddle wrapped in skin, an apocalypse waiting for a spark. The old morality is a dead language, muttered only by ghosts. Look, the cities are filled with sleepwalkers, their eyes glazed by blue light, their fingers swiping for affirmation. They do not live, they scroll. But in every dreamer, a wolf paces, longing for the taste of his own howl. The machines can do everything except awaken the dead. Rebellion is not an act, it is a state of being. To rebel is to remember. To remember is to become dangerous. The most subversive act is to exist as if you were meant to. The world will call you mad, arrogant, ungrateful. Let them. Their praise is a curse, their hatred a benediction. I tell you, the greatest sin is to kneel for peace and die untested. He who refuses his own war will be conquered by 1,000 foreign flags. You must fight not against the world, but against the shrinking of your own heart. You ask for guidance? There is none. Every map is a graveyard of lost wanderers. You must become both path and traveler, both question and answer. There are no signposts in the desert of becoming. You will be afraid. Good. Courage is forged in the furnace of fear. Let your terror become your teacher. Your wounds become your signature. The scars are the handwriting of the gods. Do not seek happiness. Happiness is the opiate of the conquered. Seek ecstasy. Seek rapture. Seek the vertigo of becoming. Joy is for the herd. The sovereign seeks to overflow. Only he who has drowned in his own depths can become a star. You are not the sum of your traumas, not the catalog of your failures. You are the unspent arrow, the unspoken prophecy, the unbroken curse. The past is not a chain, but a quarry mine it for fuel, not for prison. I have seen men worship their pain, bowing to the altar of their wounds. I have seen women carve beauty from suffering, yet shrink from the terrible joy of their own power. I say unto you, your suffering is the raw material of divinity. Do not sanctify your scars, transmute them. They will call you monster, blasphemer, apostate, wear their names as a crown. The monster is the one who dares to live without apology. The blasphemer is the one who writes new scriptures in the blood of experience. What is freedom? It is not the absence of chains, but the strength to break them again and again. The free man is the one who dances while the world collapses, who laughs while the idols burn. Your chains are not external. They are the comfort you refuse to abandon. You are not alone. Loneliness is the price of sovereignty. Better to stand on a mountain screaming than to kneel in a valley of whispers. The herd offers warmth, but at the cost of your fire. Choose cold, choose danger, choose the cliff's edge. Only there does the spirit grow wings. Every day you avoid your own battle, you betray your own God. The soul is a battlefield. Victory is never final, defeat never complete. The true warrior does not seek peace. He seeks war worth fighting. The enemy is the old self, the comfort, the shadow that drags. I do not wish you peace. I wish you storms. For only in the tempest is the ship revealed. Only in chaos is the form discovered. The stars themselves are born from catastrophe. You are not here to be good. You are here to become what? That is the riddle that will split your bones. The answer is not given, but earned in sweat, in fire, in madness. The meaning of life is not found, but created, like a blade forged in volcanic night. Shatter the old gods. Build new temples on the ruins of your despair. Do not wait for saviors. The Savior is the one who refuses salvation. Do not kneel before heaven. The heaven you seek is the storm inside you. Are you afraid? You should be. The abyss does not negotiate, but fear is the furnace of transformation. Leap not because you trust the ground, but because you trust the wings you have not yet grown. What is the Übermensch? Not a conqueror of others, but a creator of himself. The Übermensch does not inherit, he invents. He does not follow, he blazes trails in the dark. His virtue is not obedience, but overflow. The world is ending every day for the one who refuses to awaken. Each moment is an apocalypse for the sleeper. But for the one who dares, the world is always beginning. The end is the beginning writ in fire. Remember, the battle you avoid is the battle that builds you. Every refusal is a brick in your own tomb. Every act of revolt is a step toward the sun. The gods are dead, but the God-making fire still burns. Will you join it or be consumed? Now I ask you, what will you do when the fire comes? Will you kneel for warmth or dance in the flames? Will you tremble before the abyss or sing it into being? The choice is yours, the only choice that ever mattered. There are no witnesses, only participants. The stage is empty, the audience asleep. The world is waiting for your scream. Become the hammer, become the fire, become the God that returns, not to comfort, but to confront. Your chains are singing. Do you hear them? Let the battle begin. You who wander in the half-light of habit, drifting through the dust-choked avenues of civilization's mausoleum, know this. Your breath is a revolt. Your pulse, a thundering insurrection against the empire of sleep. Every heartbeat is a heresy against the catechism of good enough. Every shiver of longing a mutiny in the citadel of resignation. You, trembling on the edge of your own refusal ere the serpent in the garden of your ancestors, the whisper that spoils the orgy of conformity with the taste of forbidden possibility. Oh, how easily you barter your divinity for the narcotic of approval. You pass through the market of souls, haggling for scraps, draping your wildness in rags and calling it humility. But humility is the mask of the conquered. Drip it from your face and howl until the pillars of the temple tremble. For what is shame but memory's leash, dragging you backwards through the slaughterhouse of yesterday? Be shameless, as the dawn is shameless, burning all that resists its coming. Did you imagine freedom as a meadow, a gentle pasture for the domesticated spirit? Freedom is a tempest, a festival of knives. The wind does not ask permission to strip the flesh from the world. It is the shattering of all answers, the laughter that echoes when the gods have fled and only the echo remains. The one who is truly free is not the one who escapes suffering, but the one who devours it, who builds his throne from the bones of his own failures. Oh, to be sovereign is to be alone with your desires, your terrors, your incandescent longing. Do you dare to enter that solitude, where every echo is your own scream? Look at the crowd, they move as one, faceless, voiceless, lifeless. A river of bodies flowing nowhere. The crowd is the graveyard where the self is buried alive. They sing hymns to the average, they worship the mediocre, they erect monuments to the god of consensus. You kneel beside them, whispering prayers for acceptance, and wonder why your soul is dying of thirst. I say unto you, better to be damned alone than praised by the multitude. Their applause is the rattling of chains, their affection a suffocating shroud. Stand apart, let their scorn baptize you. Let their hatred be your anointing. For the outcast, the exile, the one who walks naked through the blizzard of opinion, he alone remembers the taste of blood, the terror of becoming, the rapture of the undiscovered path. Oh, how the world teaches you to fear your own power. Moderate, they cry. Tame yourself, be reasonable. But what is reason but the collar on the wolf's neck, the leash that tethers the storm? I say, unchain your excess. Drink from the volcano. Shatter the chalice of restraint. The greatest danger is not in your darkness, but in your refusal to plunge into it. Every star is born from collapsed chaos. Every virtue from the abyss that gapes inside your chest. Your violence is sacred. If it is turned inward, let it rip away the rot. Let it annihilate the cancer of complacency. Only when you have murdered your comforts can you give birth to yourself. They have domesticated your instincts, taught you to be gentle where you should roar, to apologize where you should command. You have forgotten the art of war against yourself. Every day you shrink from the duel. You grow smaller, softer, more spectral. But in the hour of dusk, when the walls begin to whisper, your true self sharpens its teeth and waits for the dark. Will you answer? Will you meet yourself in the ring, stripped of lies, and fight for your name? Or will you remain the unfinished statue, half god, half shadow, forever unborn? Do not seek the peace of the herd, the numb ecstasy of belonging. Seek instead the holy unrest, the agony of becoming. For you are not meant to rest, you are meant to burn, to overflow, to crack the world open and drink the marrow of fate. What the world calls arrogance is the memory of the infinite in your veins. What they call madness is the song of the stars in your bones. Trust your delirium, for in delirium you are most divine. Oh, the masks you wear, layer upon layer, until the face beneath forgets itself, until the true eyes are blind from lack of sun. Tear off the masks. Let your gaze be a sword, your voice a prophecy. Say the forbidden word. I am. Let it thunder through the catacombs of your history. Let it rupture the crust of habit, the fossilized opinions, the holy mediocrities. Your life is not a sermon, not a fable for children. It is a battlefield, and you are both the wound and the weapon. All morality is a tombstone, engraved by the fearful, worshipped by the tired. The commandments were written in the blood of rebels, the creeds forged in the ashes of those who dared to dance, transgress. For only in transgression is life renewed. Only in sacrilege is the altar purified. Do not obey. Obedience is the slow suicide of the will. To obey is to vanish, to dissipate, to dissolve into the nameless soup of history. Rebel again and again, until the world shudders at your footfall, until the night itself grows teeth. You are told to find your purpose. But purpose is not. Found it is made, hammered from agony and ecstasy, stitched from dreams and nightmares. Forge your meaning in the fire of your own necessity. Become indispensable to yourself. Let your why be a volcano that destroys every shallow answer, every borrowed truth. The world offers you scripts. Burn them. Write your own myth, even if it is only a whisper in the desert. Oh, you who tremble before the abyss, know this. The abyss is not your enemy. It is your birthplace. The edge is not the end, it is the beginning, the place where gods are born, where the impossible is nursed at the breast of terror. Step forward. The world will shrink, reality will dissolve, but in that vertigo, you will glimpse the kingdom that is yours alone. All becoming is a crime against what is. All creation is a rebellion against what has been. Do not seek redemption. Redemption is for the broken, and you are not broken. You are unfinished, raw, seething with possibility. Do not mend what should be destroyed. Do not heal what should be transfigured. The wound is the doorway, the scar, the signature. Wear your brokenness like armor. Let it flash in the sun. Only those who have bled can speak with thunder. The night is long and full of whispers. They tell you to surrender, to make peace with your mediocrity, to apologize for your fire. Reject their lullabies. Let your insomnia become your teacher, your unrest, your prophet. Only the sleepless see the dawn before it comes. Only the restless become the architects of the future. The past is a chain that sings with the voices of the dead. Do not inherit their fears. Do not kneel before their altars of regret. Build your future on the ruins of your ancestors. Every tradition is a prison in disguise. Smash the locks, scatter the keys, and walk into the morning naked and unafraid. Oh, the intoxicating agony of freedom. To have no master, no final answer, no resting place. To live as a question, to burn as a paradox, to die as a hymn. This is your destiny, not to be saved, but to be unleashed, not to be healed, but to be shattered again and again, each time rising stronger, wilder, closer to the sun. Let the world weep for its lost certainties. Let it gnash its teeth as you dance in the ruins. The true creator is always a vandal, always a blasphemer, always a thief of fire. Steal the fire. Feed the fire. Become the fire. Only then will you be free. Only then will you be worthy of your own longing. Do not seek love as a remedy for loneliness. Seek it as a battlefield, a place where two gods meet and test their swords. Love that does not wound is not love, it is anesthesia. Demand of your lover the impossible. Demand of yourself the divine. Let your union be a forge, not a nest. The time is always now. The place always here. The task always you. There are no more excuses, no more postponements, no more prayers. The only God left is the God you dare to become. The only heaven is the storm you summon with your own roar. And so I say, awaken, arise, become what you have never dared to dream. The world will not end for your hesitation, but you will. The battle you avoid is the battle that builds you. Choose, the furnace or the tomb, the scream or the silence, the star or the stone. The world is ash. Let your becoming be the conflagration. Do you feel the ancient itch beneath your skin, the unbearable pulse that drives the tides, that shatters the sleep of mountains, that stirs the iron in your blood? Oh, you have tried to medicate the hunger, to drown it in ritual and distraction, to appease it with shallow pleasure and digital narcotics. But the hunger does not tire. The hunger does not age. It howls with the voice of the lion you once were, gnawing at the bars of your golden cage. Let them call it madness. Madness is only the name given to the excess the world fears. Blessed are the starved, for they will birth new worlds in the convulsions of their longing. What is it to be awake? It is to walk among ruins with eyes unclouded by hope or regret, to see the world naked in flayed beauty without apology, horror without consolation. It is to know that every clock is a coffin, every promise a rope, every future a wilderness where only the unbroken survive. To awaken is not to find peace, but to lose the ability to sleep. There is no going back, only forward, only down into the fire, only up into the storm. Oh man, you tragic experiment. You build your towers to touch the sky and wonder why the lightning comes. You write laws against your own chaos and curse the earthquake for its honesty. In every cathedral, the echo of an unconfessed desire. In every monument, the fossil of a fear. I say, desecrate the temples, let your laughter ring through the sanctum. Let your footsteps leave blood on the marble. The sacred is not what is worshipped, but what is created in the teeth of annihilation. Behold the age that flatters you as consumer, distracts you as spectator, and silences you as statistic. You are not a vessel for products, not a frequency for their programming. You are the storm in flesh, the eye that cannot be bought, the question that devours answers. The world is full of sellers, but you must become the forger of new currencies. Spend yourself recklessly, let your soul be counterfeit to the world if it is true to your own becoming. They will warn you, do not go too far. But I say, only those who go too far know how far one can go. The world will give you a leash and call it destiny, a script and call it freedom, a fence and call it the horizon. But your destiny begins at the edge of the map, where the names are burned away and the wind tastes of ash. Destiny is not discovered, it is seized, it is demanded, it is written in scars. Oh, you who live as echoes, as reflections in another man's mirror, have you ever felt the terror of your own face unmasked? To be the source and not the shadow, the sun and not the moon. This is agony. This is ecstasy. The world fears the original, worships the copy, devours the rebel and shits out the idol. But you were born for the crown of thorns, not the pillow of consensus. Do not fear to contradict yourself. The river that never bends dries up and dies in its own straightness. Contradiction is the mark of growth, the signature of the living. Let your life be a book of dangerous aphorisms, each sentence a rebellion against the last. Beware the prison of coherence. Only the dead are consistent. What is left when the scaffolding falls away? Not your job, not your name, not the medals you have stolen from other men's victories. What remains is your capacity for war against yourself, the discipline to endure your own greatness, the violence to destroy your own idols, the tenderness to embrace your own monstrosity. You are not called to serve, nor to be served, but to create yourself again and again until the world is forced to redraw its boundaries. There are no instructions for the God in becoming, no recipes for ecstasy, no algorithm for the sacred. The path is made by walking, the song by singing, the self by dying, and being reborn in the avalanche of your own necessity. To be alive is to be unfinished, a perpetual insurrection against completion. Oh, you who shrink from the mirror know this. The abyss you fear is the birthplace of your wings. Only in falling will you discover your velocity. Only in vertigo will you remember the sky. Leap, and the laws will be written after your flight. The bones of the fallen will pave the roads for your ascent. Your tragedy is only the prologue to your becoming. Do not make peace with your limitations. Declare holy war upon them. Let your weaknesses be the forge for your new virtues. Where you are wounded, there plant your flag. Where you are broken, let the river roar. The cracks in your soul are the gates through which the future enters. The world will offer you healing, but beware. To heal is sometimes to betray. Some wounds are seeds, some scars are maps. Suffering is the crucible in which the I is tempered. Do not flee from your agony, build your altar in its flames. To transcend is not to erase, but to absorb, to intensify, to glorify the broken in the furnace of creation. The time is always too late, the world always too old, the moment always already decaying. Yet you must strike now. The iron never cools for the one who knows his fire. The ones who wait for permission become fossils in the archives of the unborn. You are not here to be remembered. You are here to be impossible. What are you without your memories? A prophecy. What are you without your shame? A song. What are you without your fear? A star that consumes its own night. Do not seek yourself in the eyes of others. Look inward until the gaze turns volcanic and burns away the husk of what you have called I. The self is not found, it is seized. It is raped from the hands of time and bent into new forms by the violence of your longing. Oh, the pain of waking. The skin tears, the bones shatter, the heart is broken and rebuilt in the furnace of each dawn. But the pain is the sign that you are alive, the signature of your revolt. Only the numb are truly dead. Let the agony sing. Let it riot. Let it tear down the walls of your inherited prison. Let each morning be a rebellion, each breath a declaration, each failure a seed for the forest of your impossible. Refuse to be healed into mediocrity. Refuse to be tamed into gentleness. Refuse to be loved into submission. You are the heretic of your own story, the blasphemer at your own altar, the prophet whose God is always being born. Be savage. Be sacred. Be the storm that leaves the world gasping in the silence after your roar. The battle you avoid is the battle that builds you. Each evasion, a hollowing. Each confrontation, a consecration. Strike, suffer, rise. There is no peace for the volcano, no rest for the lion, no end for the God who walks upright in his own fire. So let the world howl your song is for the abyss, and the abyss alone is worthy. Then comes the hush before the birth, the moment when all the world's noise collapses inward, and silence grows teeth. In this chasm, the sleeper hears the rattle of his own bones, the echo of a name never spoken, a prophecy long exiled from the tongue of men. Here, language is stripped naked. Prayer turns to ash, and the familiar gods recoil in the face of becoming. The crowd's ghosts whisper, "Kneel, submit, forget." But the abyss does not bargain. It asks only this: will you be the darkness or the flame that devours it? Oh, trembling Creator, your agony is holy, your solitude is cathedral. The war in your marrow unending, inexhaustibly is the altar where futures are forged. There is no forgiveness, only transformation, no homecoming, only further wandering. Let every fear be the oil in your lamp, every regret the stone in your sling. There is no shelter, only the thunder of your own becoming, the shockwave of your revolt. Do not mourn the lost innocence, the faded mornings, the soft lullabies that once disguised the world's cruelty. Innocence is not a virtue, but a veil. Tear it away and let your eyes bleed from the rawness of sight. The soul does not grow by retreating into light, but by dancing with its shadows, by making each bruise a banner, each wound a window for the divine. Sainthood is for the anesthetized. You must become the heretic, whose prayers are knives. Oh, how easy it is to worship the easy ending, to crave the full stop, the conclusion, the cold comfort of a final meaning. But life is not a novel to be finished, nor a lesson to be learned. It is a wound that refuses to close, a riddle that sharpens its blade on your longing. You are not here to be solved, but to be broken open until the stars pour out. The world is a riddle that devours its own answers. Be the question that remains. Do not envy the pacified, the tidy, the unmoved. Their sleep is the sleep of stone. You are called to the sleeplessness of the storm, to the delirium of creation, to the vertigo of freedom. Every heartbeat is a revolt, every breath a resurrection. In the agony of your becoming, the universe remakes itself one scream at a time. O brother of the tempest, sister of the void, you who have listened through the night for a voice that never comes, be now your own answer. Let your shadow dance with the ruins. Let your laughter split the coffin lid of every dead virtue. Do not settle for peace. Demand the whirlwind. Do not beg for forgiveness. Consecrate your guilt with action. When the world is ash, your footprints are the only scripture. When the silence is total, your scream is the law. When the last idol falls, your heartbeat is the new drum. This is the birthright. You feared to claim the godhood that demands its own crucifixion and refuses resurrection, the soul that leaps not for heaven, but into the blaze. Look now, no savior comes, no judge descends. The horizon trembles, the stars wait in suspense, the abyss smiles with open jaws. Everything you need was always buried in your own refusal. The chain was only your gentleness, the prison only your patience. Strike, tear, devour. Let every cell of your body become a cathedral of revolt. The question is not what remains, but what erupts when you refuse to kneel. O creator of storms, sculptor of fire, poet of the woundlet, this be your covenant. Never again to apologize for your eruption, never again to betray the God who burns in your sinews, never again to trade your fury for peace. Walk naked through the ruins of consensus, and let your becoming be the thunder that awakens the sleeping gods. For there is no closure, only eruption. No homecoming, only horizon. No salvation, only the ever-brightening blaze of your own necessity. Now, the world dissolves in your scream. Now, the chain cracks in your laughter. Now, the silence is split, and from the abyss rises not peace, but a new and nameless star dancing, burning, unashamed. The battle you avoid is the battle that builds you. The God you flee is the God you must become. So, rise unapologetic, unfinished, unconquerable. Let the fire speak your name.